Welcome to a new series on my channel called Boomers Average Man Game Review. Cue the really bad intro. Okay, so as I've said previously in previous videos, this is going to be a multi-layered channel. It's not just going to be me going out and showing places. It's going to be doing video reviews. It's going to be doing game reviews, and it's going to be involving sport, mostly American football and poker. So on today's game review, I want to do a game that is a completely, well, it's not completely independent game anymore, but an independent game that came out 2 years ago, I believe, done by, I think it's 7 guys in Canada, and that game is Doug Flutie's Maximum Football 2019, and we're going to look at 2020 and the release. So they kind of tie in together, which is why I'm kind of talking about them both. So what has happened in a year since they released the first version, the first full real version of Maximum Football 2019, is they released it on Xbox and PlayStation and PC as well, I think, maybe. I'd have to check that. But there were definitely some hiccups with that game. I won't lie, it wasn't unplayable. But it was unplayable from the view of if you wanted realism, if you wanted a polished product like, say, a Madden or an NCAA EA game. Now, clearly, going into buying it, I knew straight away that it was not going to be one of those type of games that was going to be completely polished. The reason I purchased the game was to give those guys support because EA have had a dominance over the industry for way too long. And that needs to change. With 2K coming out with a new NFL game this year, I believe. From what I'm told, it's kind of like a NBA Jam type game, or similar to NFL Street Football, which is not my style of game. But if it is your style of game, great, go out and support 2K as well, although 2K have definitely switched over to the dark side of recent times. But yeah, so back onto Doug Flutie football, and we'll talk more about 2020. So if you go onto Twitter and you look up Doug Flutie's Maximum Football, they have a Twitter page. They will interact with you 100%. They've replied to my comments a couple of times, which is great. Like, and especially they're so small. Like, but the great thing about this year is that they've brought in Unity into the game. And if you don't know who Unity are, just go look up Desperado 3. That game is extremely polished. It's extremely well done. It's not a game that I play, but the team there are definitely quite good. They're not there to make the game worse. So the things that they've really done well, from what I can see this year, is that they have listened to everyone in the community. They've taken on board everything that they've said, and they've implemented it into this year's game, which is great. And I'm guessing the release will be only probably $50 or $60 again this year. So they have the Dynasty mode there with the college football game is much better than what it was last year. Clearly, I'm only going by what they're telling us, and clearly I'm going by just the small things that I've seen, the screenshots, that type of thing. The big inclusion in this year's version is the play designer. Now, regardless of whether this is going to be very basic or very advanced, it doesn't matter. Being able to design your own plays is fantastic. I love that idea. I've coached American football, designing plays I like doing. So that's a big plus for me. So you still have the full college experience on there with tournaments. I believe there's a bowl game added now, the national bowl game added, as well as um, better player attributes, as in no 5'10", 280-pound quarterbacks, which really, for me, was one of the things that made the game kind of unplayable. I want realism in games when it comes to stuff like this. You want to be able to, the 6'3", 240 quarterback from Texas, that you want to get that guy. So that's a lot better for me. Look, the gameplay in it overall is not bad. Like, for a first-time game in 2019 was really good. So that really was not a big issue for me. I'll happily play a game that is nowhere near the standard of a Madden game if I can do everything else that's realistic. And I think, I guess that goes for a lot of guys that play that game. So for me, I'm really excited to see this game come out in 2020. It's actually on my list, and I'll definitely be getting it straight away. So to the guys at Maximum Football, thank you. You guys are doing a fantastic job. I can't wait to see what 2020 looks like and how good it is. I'm glad you listened to everyone in the community and made the changes that you did. So keep going, and I will post this on Twitter for you guys, and if anyone wants to listen to it, they can. But okay, so that's it for the Maximum Football video. I hope Maximum Football liked it. I just wanted to do something quick to say thank you to those guys. I love what you're doing. I love the direction you're going. Keep it up. Unity coming on board is great. And hopefully the game turns out really great. And I will definitely do a user review when it comes out. And fingers crossed it's great. Have a good day, guys. I'll talk to you soon.